musician Connie Kim, trustee Chair Young Park, 출장 가셔서 못 오셨습니다. And Mike O. And chapter website administrator Ho-Young Park, chapter reporter Christine Lee, social media coordinator Yusun Ban. That's all.
Okay, secretary, are all the officers elect in good standing?
I find that all the officer elects are in good standing.
Secretary, you will now assume your place for the installation. You guys can you can stay right there. That's okay. So everybody can see you. Okay. Officers or members, do you know of any reasons why these officers elect should not be installed? Hearing none, I will continue. Officers elect, the members of this chapter, expressing their confidence in your zeal and integrity, has been pleased to elect you to serve them during this coming year as an official capacity. When you become a member of this fraternity, you took a pledge to be faithful to this organization. Your promise to accept a pledge of honor that should be held sacred in the eyes of all people. You are about to be empowered to carry out the wishes of this chapter and enforce the bylaws. When death or illness strikes a fellow member, it is then that the confidence in your honesty and sincerity is the strongest. The reputation and standing of this chapter will be your responsibility. It is your duty to uphold the members' wishes in accordance with the Constitution and bylaws of the Woodmen Constitution. And now, will each of you accept the office for which you have been elected? If you do, say I do.
I do.
In mind and heart, you should serve your chapter. Be ever mindful of the duties of your office and be sympathetic to those who need a kind word and advice. And now, officers of this chapter, I will describe the responsibilities of each office. You want me to describe them all? Okay. Musician, you can hold. You can add much to the spirit and dignity of the meetings through the use of your talents. Sergeant at arms or watchman, the decorum during chapter meetings is your charge. Greeter or sentry, welcoming all the members and guests is your responsibility. Escort, your duties are to prepare the meeting room, to introduce guests and newcomers, and assist other officers as needed. Secretary, this is one of the most important jobs. The records of the chapter are your keeping. You are the record, the attendance of all officers at the meeting. Keep good and correct records of all business transactions by this chapter, and read the minutes of regular and special meetings, and keep the members informed of all correspondence directed to the chapter. Treasurer, you are responsible for the funds of this chapter. You are to maintain accurate financial records and to report the financial status of the chapter on a regular basis. Auditors, you are the auditors of our treasury, and you shall maintain all securities and properties of this chapter pursuant to guidelines established by the organization. Vice President, you should be willing and able to assume the duties of the president in his or her absence and any other duties that are assigned. President, you are responsible for guiding and directing the business and activities of the chapter. Use your authority with sound judgment and encourage fraternal constant with other common bond members. I don't have a gavel, so. Okay, I now declare the officers of this chapter officially installed, and all members now will be seated, and of these officers, and full authority will attend to their respective duties. Congratulations, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, 다음은